Are you guys ready to peek behind the curtain and see how a prototype family SUV comes to life? Well, I'm here in Sweden and I want to show you some cold weather testing and explain exactly what makes this all-new 3-row all-electric Hyundai SUV tick. I'm at Kolma's Proving Grounds and this is a frozen lake. This entire space as far as, towards the mountains. And there's several different surfaces. So this surface is kind of grooved ice, but it does have some bite, so I can actually walk. But this surface, it's basically like a skating rink. So that's how manufacturers can test different traction control settings on a very slippery surface or slightly less slippery surface. And of course, cold temperatures. Yeah, this truly is one of the craziest videos I think I've ever done at TFL, because I filmed it over 9 months ago and hush hush, I couldn't tell you about it until right now. So I've been wanting to tell everybody, but I couldn't. And back then, Hyundai had a concept 3-row SUV, all electric, called the 7. And basically they said, we're not sure about the naming yet, but it's going to be the Ioniq 7 most likely. So in this video, I'm calling it the Ioniq 7, but as you now know, it's called Ioniq 9. And I think it's pretty funny because I keep calling it Ioniq 7, but that's why I'm doing it. Hey, look at me. I'm sliding the new Ioniq 7 SUV on a frozen lake in Sweden. Hyundai invited me here to northern Sweden to just observe and witness and learn what happens for cold weather testing. There are a couple things that an electric vehicle must do. It must have good performance no matter what climate you're in. You could be in really hot desert. You could be in the freezing north, like I am right now. Or you could be somewhere in between. Maybe even mountains of Colorado. So if you remember a year ago in Chicago, there was a big controversy and havoc because there was a cold snap. A lot of drivers lost driving range in their electric vehicles. A lot of them were rideshare Teslas, and they couldn't charge. They were wondering what's going on. They were going from charger to charger. They were trying to charge. Nothing was happening. People were confused. It was chaos. Well, maybe a little bit less than chaos, but you get the picture. So Hyundai is addressing this by several things. First of all, battery climate management. They have this really optimized charging map. And it's a quite complicated subject, but basically what it means, even at sub-freezing temperatures or below 0 Fahrenheit temperatures, the Hyundai Ioniq 7 will charge way faster than current competitors. Why? Well, because they allow current to enter the battery a little sooner than others. They have specific way to design the battery, specific heater, very efficient. So as the battery warms up, they're able to increase the current and get more and more charging as the vehicle is charging. While some others, like the Teslas a year ago, had to wait up to 30 minutes for the battery to come up to temperature before the charging started, which confused a lot of people because they were plugging in and nothing was seemingly happening until the battery warmed up. So Hyundai is able to improve that, make it quicker in colder conditions. And then also, that allows them, the way they design the battery, also allows them to have, according to Hyundai, a little bit more range in colder conditions than competitors. Now, the next element is the HVAC system itself. It's a heat pump. I'm not gonna do a masterclass on heat pumps right now. It's able to recoup some energy, some heat that maybe is, wasted otherwise, like the heat from the electric motors or inverters, or even exterior heat, and recoup a little bit of that energy and use that to heat the cabin or heat the batteries. There's also the way that the climate control system works. And that's why you see a lot of sensors around this prototype, is because the engineers test their smart air intake system, so recirculation or getting a little bit of fresh air in so everything is comfortable. All the windows are defrosted, there is no more ice. They test a million different things, 50 different sensors around the vehicle, around the head, on the ceiling, by the feet. CO2 levels inside this vehicle they test during this prototype stage. All those things they test to make sure the cabin is comfortable with one person, multiple people, etc. And in different conditions. So right now the window is fogging up. Is that because I'm breathing too much?
This one here, you mean?
On my side.
Yeah, this is like a worst case condition right now. Yeah, we have 5 grown-up people in here, and talking a lot makes a big difference. So everybody of us is giving some humidity to the air.
You need to borrow my wife for testing because she talks all the time. I mean, she'd be a great,
if you can borrow her,
you can take her because she just sits and talks and talks and talks.
All right, so you might be saying, Andre, why did you fly to Sweden to test an Ioniq 7 prototype when there's another vehicle in the Hyundai Kia family, which is the EV9? Isn't it the same thing? Well, no, it's not the same thing. First of all, the wheelbase is a little bit different. The overall size of the vehicle is a little bit different. The shape is different. The design is different. So, but I'm mostly worried about the technical elements, right? The wheelbase on this puppy is 124 inches. Okay, what does that mean? Well, what's the most popular 3-row full-size truck-based SUV in America? It is the Chevy Tahoe. And the Chevy Tahoe, not the Suburban, the Tahoe has a wheelbase of 121 inches. Approximately. So this thing has 3 more inches of wheelbase than the Tahoe. So the wheelbase of this Ioniq 7 is huge. That offers insane rear space that I'll show you right now. So how big is this brand new SUV? Well, I told you the wheelbase is actually longer than a Chevy Tahoe. And here's me just casually walking, and I'm still walking. So this is a pretty huge wheelbase. Why? Well, let me get in the back seat and show you the space. And here's another reason why a longer wheelbase is helpful. There's a big opening, so you can move people in and out, or even some items in and out easily. And I'm just about 6'3". I could sit in here. I have space for my head to get in. I wasn't bonking my head. And great leg room. Of course, you can move the seats around. I'm not going to show you all of that in this video, but I just want to show you the size of the vehicle while I'm here. I'm in the back here because I wanted to show you the sloping roof line of the new SUV. It kind of goes down towards the back. So why is that done? Well, it's for aerodynamics. It's very important for efficiency and getting maximum range no matter where you are. And even though it slopes a little bit, I'm not going to get into every seat because this is a prototype, but it still has enormous interior space and great headroom and legroom for all 3 rows. Yeah, also that wheelbase is more than the EV9. This vehicle is also a little bit longer by about 2 inches than the EV9 and a little bit taller by about 1.5 inches than the EV9. So physically different vehicle. There's going to be 3 versions of it: the 2-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, and performance all-wheel drive. So power levels and design of the power system may be a little bit similar to the EV9. The maximum output is in the same neighborhood, but what's not the same is the battery. They gave this thing a larger battery, 110.3 kilowatt hours of total battery capacity, no matter which Ioniq 7 you buy. So 2-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, performance all-wheel drive still get the same battery. And I recently tested an EV9 in Colorado, and I got 2.7 miles per kilowatt hour in the high performance GT line EV9 in the real world. I wasn't super miling it or hyper miling it. That result gave me about 270 miles of range. Well, this is a bigger battery. So if it has similar real world in Colorado efficiency, which actually this may have a little bit more because of all the other systems that I described to you, the climate control system and the battery system, you could get maybe 300 miles of range, realistically speaking, from the high performance version. Well, I hope you enjoyed this behind the scenes look, and I hope you learned as much as I have in this video. I cannot wait to actually drive a production version of this SUV in the real world, maybe even in Colorado. Thanks for joining me. Check out otfl.com for everything automotive in one place, and I'll see you next time.